What's up, guys? This is Fedor Holz, and today we have a serious topic to talk about, which is how to deal with downswings. It is one of the most important aspects of poker because with the variance in poker, downswings are absolutely normal. What do I mean when I say downswings? I mean losing money months and months in a row. Week after week after week of losing money. Yes, there might be some positive outcomes in the middle, but there are definitely, for a lot of tournament players, there are definitely stretches where you can lose money for months and months on a stretch. And these times are tough. These times are really tough mentally, they're very mentally challenging, and I want to go a bit deeper into how I dealt with them, like what I did to manage them, and also tell you that it's absolutely normal. If you're a poker player and you have a hard time, you deal with a downswing, it's normal. It's absolutely normal. It's important to talk about it and it's important to address it. Now, first off, let me start with a personal anecdote. In 2015, when I was #1 online poker player and I was basically on the top of my skills, I had one of the worst downswings in my career and I didn't really talk about it. So for months and months on end, from January to November, I was losing money straight. I had lots and lots of great cashes. I ran deep in super high. I cashed 300K in Monte Carlo. I cashed 300K in the main event. And nevertheless, I was losing money because I was playing a crazy amount of volume. I started getting into the super howlers and I also played high stakes online. So it's so crazy sometimes how it looks a certain way from the outside, but feels totally different on the inside. And maybe you can resonate with that because even on lower stakes that happens, right? Like people perceive you in a certain way, but it actually feels totally different on the inside. And the point I want to make is you need to share these emotions. You need to have a trusted group of people, some safe space where you can exchange about that, where you can share that. It's not about complaining, it's about sharing your feelings and being able to deal with it. Because I think the first step to start dealing with a downswing is first accepting it. Life is happening. Like bad things or things that you consider as bad or unlucky or whatever, they will happen over and over again. And then I think it's really about your perception of it, right? You can look at everything in life and change your perspective to a way of just, oh, this is bad and there I'm unlucky and this didn't work out the way I wanted to. And you probably know this, I call them energy vampires. So it's people in my life where I feel whenever they talk, it's depressing, like it's hard, life is tough, like I don't want to have that in my life. I just don't think it really gets me forward. So I try to reduce that and change my mindset as much as I can. That is my approach towards dealing with downswings, is using it as an opportunity. Downswings or negative situations or let's say unlucky situations are an amazing opportunity for you to focus on improving your mindset. And poker is one of the best environments for that. So in 2015, when I had a downswing over 8, 9, 10 months, I wasn't talking about it. That was the first big problem, is all my friends thought that, wow, it's going so well. I have all these cashes. Maybe they were envious to a degree as well, because the 2 years before I was running way above EV and now I had a tough year. And this kind of led to the dynamic that I felt like I can't talk about negative emotions anymore. I wasn't complaining all the time. I wasn't in a great spot. I didn't feel great about playing poker. And I think it is very important that you can share that with your really close friends. That was a really important learning for me, that it's important that I tackle it. I don't have to feel bad about feeling bad. Sometimes it's just what it is. And then you deal with it and then you come out stronger on the other side. So I believe that observing that and identifying, hey, like I feel like things aren't going my way right now. And then one of the processes, I think I have that from a Jared Tendler book, is I call it injecting logic. And that's something that really stuck with me, is you have something that isn't going your way. Let's say in poker is, oh, this player got lucky against me. So I have aces, he has kings, he hits a king. And then this feeling starts to emerge. When this happens multiple times and you focus your subjective perception to these moments of like, oh, I got unlucky again, I got unlucky again. You start reinforcing these feelings around that, is life is against me. I don't get what I deserve. And that just feels bad, as you're constantly living in this construction that you think life is against you. And it just doesn't make life very exciting and very fun. So deconstructing that and changing that perception of, hey, being unlucky in poker is a part of poker. That's the design of poker, is it's important that you get unlucky in poker. And that's the underlying logic that you need to inject, is in poker you want to get unlucky sometimes. The only reason it's played for a lot of money is because sometimes people get lucky and sometimes people get unlucky. That's the nature of the game. And accepting that and being positive about this is like, these things happen and that's part of the game. That's what I signed up for. That's what I like about the game, because that's the reason why I can play it for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, because the only reason people play it for that much amount of money is because they sometimes get lucky. When it's about dealing with the downswing, when you get stuck in a spiral, what I highly suggest you is inject this logic. Identify when you feel bad about something as, oh, I got unlucky again, and then tell yourself, hey, it is what I signed up for. Poker is great because of that. Poker is great because sometimes the worst player wins. That's normal. That's something you need to accept. It's something you can't change. And focusing on the things you can change, when you can play better, you can understand the game better, you can have more fun when playing, you can change the environment you play poker in to a degree where it's exciting, you learn a lot, you have fun while playing, and then at some point over the long run, you know that you will be successful. So zooming in too much on this one moment when you got unlucky and then indulging in it and telling your friends about how unlucky you are is like, rather invest your energy into shifting that perception. Is like, okay, it happened. Sometimes it's okay to let it out. And then how can you change the perception in a way that helps you move forward, that helps you grow? Because one of the things that I found really amazing about poker is seeing these moments as opportunities. So a moment when I feel bad is an opportunity to grow. And that was the coolest things about poker, is because I had way more opportunities to grow than a lot of other people in my age, because poker trained me emotionally to withstand a lot of pressure, to deal better with downswings, with unluck happening to me. Even though I've been very lucky in some situations, I still feel that sometimes. I still feel like life being against me. And that's, I think, a very human feeling. And deconstructing that and then reconstructing it in a healthier way has been super, super helpful for me. So that's something I can highly recommend, to inject that logic that poker is an amazing opportunity for you to grow, and that variance is part of the game you signed up for. Let's say you are in a spot where you feel that way. It's one thing that I can highly suggest is write it down. Like every time I felt like, oh, I'm unlucky, or oh, poker is against me, or I deserve something else, I just wrote it down. What I felt, what the situation was. And it really helps to make it more visual. Is, okay, interesting. Sometimes a week later you look back at it and it's like, maybe, like, why did I invest so much emotional energy in this? It's just normal. Losing ace king to pocket nines, it's normal. And it will happen the other way around as well. And kind of stretching that over a longer period of time, and then really always injecting that logic. No, it's part of the game, it's normal. The other thing that really helped me is look at long stretches. It's something that I'm practicing in my relationship as well, as not looking at this one moment where now we have a fight or something is not going the way I want it to. It's really more about, how do I think about this in a 1 year time span, in a 5 year time span, in a 10 year time span? Will I still think about this? If I don't, and if I don't want to, then it's not worth investing all that energy into this moment. I got unlucky. I lost this hand. Okay, so be it. And let that be there. So having this trigger and asking myself, okay, is this something I still care about in a year's time, in 5 years' time? And if not, then it's maybe not that meaningful. And that also really helped me to focus and center my energy on more relevant things, like, for example, developing myself and learning and progressing, rather than focusing on these moments when I got unlucky that I can't have any impact on. That's something about like some practical advice on how to deal with downswings, and specifically when you're in it, talk about it. Working with my mindset coach, Elliot Rowe, has been one of the most valuable things for me, because I had someone to reflect this with. How am I feeling? Like, what am I experiencing? In a rather non-judgmental way, just observation, like, interesting, this is how I'm feeling right now. Is I had a bad stretch of outcomes, and now this makes me feel in a certain way. When I talk about it, I put it in a different frame, and that oftentimes just takes away the sting, takes away the anger and the danger of it. It's more like, when you speak something out, it often loses the edge. It often loses the intensity. It's just, okay, I guess it's not that bad. And that has been something that repeatedly has happened when I talk to friends and I feel the support there, or I talk to Elliot and I feel he's helping me reframe it in a more positive way. And so having these reflection points, that's how I call them, whether it's writing down or talking to a friend or talking to a coach or talking to a therapist, it's also has been very helpful for me. And having these different points that you can bounce back and forth ideas and reflect your emotional into the outwards and then get it mirrored back sometimes and kind of see, oh, other people feel that way too. It's not that bad. It's human, it's natural, it's normal. And I will go through it. Like I will go through it. I will come out stronger on the other side. That's been continuously a really positive experience. And now I'm embracing it more. I enjoy it more. I see it more as a growth opportunity as well. As like, okay, this is now a challenge and I have been coming out on the other side. So now I'm confident that I will again. And that is also something, having these reflection points, that has been extremely valuable to me. So when you are in a downswing or when you're getting into one, and this is not only regarding poker, this is regarding life, right? I just described this, everyone knows it, this feeling of you feel like life is against you. You're not alone. We all have been there in a variety of different ways. Everyone can relate to it, and don't hide it. Don't put it away. Don't beat yourself up. Don't tell yourself life is against you. Share it, observe it, experience it, and life is going to be fine. Like there's other people who will relate to you, who will support you, and you will come out stronger on the other side, and you will make more experiences that put it in a different perspective. So I'm really, really certain if you're in a downswing right now, let me know. Maybe other people can help you and give you some perspective. Put it in the comment box below. I think that would be very interesting for a lot of people to hear more perspectives on downswings and different experiences. And maybe I have some advice how I can help you. So I hope this video on a downswing I had and how I dealt with it and how I went through and just my personal philosophy around downswings hopefully helps you a little bit. I'm Fedor Holz. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a subscribe and put on the notifications. That would be really amazing. And I'll see you in my next video. All the best. Bye-bye.